The new 2024 Winnebago Ekko. There are a ton of changes, y'all. Good or bad? Let's find out. Oh, wait, you might be thinking I'm talking about this Ekko right here. No, this is our Ekko, Desert Snow. He's a 2022 Winnebago Ekko on a Ford Transit chassis. And that is one of the biggest changes between this Ekko and the new 2024 Ekko. They're on a Mercedes Sprinter chassis, and Dave's gonna get into more detail about that in just a bit. I'm really excited to share with you this full tour today, as I'm gonna take you inside. We made some changes on the inside, plus we're gonna compare and show you some of those differences between the 2022 Winnebago Ekko and the brand new 2024 Winnebago Ekko. So it's gonna be sort of a comparison between the two. And is that perhaps the 2024 our dream camper van? Shh, don't tell Desert Snow, but let's find out. Welcome to our brand new renovated, no, I'm just kidding. Welcome to our updated Desert Snow. Now I'm gonna kick off things from the front end of the RV while we're comparing the 2024, and we're gonna roll it on back to the back. Now, give me 1 second while I just fix this beautiful throw here of Princess Leia. We're gonna make her look good for the show. All right, so let me explain a few things you just saw. So a lot of you know that not that long ago, we were in an accident with Desert Snow, which required an extensive amount of work to be done over the course of a few months. And so when that work was done, we got a couple of modifications and adjustments made to Desert Snow on the outside, which in my opinion made me feel like I wanted to do something on the inside. And you know, Grogu has been a mascot since we got Desert Snow a couple years ago. So for us, this is kind of like bringing it on home for this whole new modification inside. So all this cute stuff you're gonna see as we go through. It's really exciting. And if you have any questions I'm gonna mention about any of the things you see here from my lovely decor of Star Wars, just leave me in the comment section below and I'll give you a link to that so you can go check out some Star Wars stuff for yourself. So, first and foremost, ours right here is on the Ford Transit chassis. It's got the CarPlay, the big screen. It's got a nice steering wheel. Just a great use of space in the front here. The 2024 is on the Mercedes chassis, which has a little bit more of a elevated feel, higher quality look, if you will. Well, not so much as the height, but the width of the console on the Mercedes chassis is a bit different. I just feel it has a lot of more, a higher end quality feel. Same thing with the captain's chairs. Here, they're more of a cloth feel, where the Mercedes tends to have a little bit more of that leather feel. They kind of brought it home when it comes to a little bit more of that luxury style. So that is one of the biggest differences with the Ekko. Because it's on the Mercedes chassis, it's getting some of those Mercedes benefits. So this round, I'm gonna have to give it to, for the front area, the console, and the captain seats, it goes to the 2024 Winnebago Ekko on the Mercedes chassis because it's much better quality than what we have here. Moving on to the living room area. Well, at least it should be a living room area in my opinion. Well, in ours here, first, let me just show you a little bit of our updated decor in our living room area. Right over here. So let's talk about our living space here for a minute. Now, if you sit down with me for a second, this is it. This is our living room area. 2 seats that feel like you're kind of in an airplane seat, and a table. Yeah, good thing is both your captain seats turn around so you can entertain in your space here, but everybody's sitting very comfortably in their airplane seats. All right, in all fairness, we've really adjusted to our living space area here. Absolutely love the big windows that we have here, especially since we do a lot of boondocking, a lot of places we like to call home on the road that are just beautiful and picturesque. It's nice to have that beautiful big window so you can let a lot of that fresh air in as well. Now, this table does come down, which is great. Allow you to have more space, but we never do. Also because, you know, the kitty's litter's underneath it. Just saying, the kitty's litter. And I know some of you Star Wars fans are probably saying, wow, look at that. She is ready to rock with her lightsaber. I'm like, yup, bring it on, Darth Vader. So now that we fought off both Darth Vader and Darth Maul, which by the way, if you guys know Darth Maul, was he a disappointment to y'all? If he was, let us know in the comments below, because I'd love to hear you Star Wars fanatics. So now that you got a nice, perfect glimpse of what our living area looks like in our Ekko, well, take a look at what the new living space looks like in the brand new 2024 Winnebago Ekko. It is night and day. So as you can see, I call this the kickstand table. This has been removed along with those airplane seats. They're gone. And then replace them with sort of a comfortable vibe, more of a couch, cozy feel. I remember a couple years ago, Winnebago brought myself and a few others in, and we kind of talked about some of the things we would change in the Ekko going forward. And it feels like they listened to the 24. A lot more comfortability, wiggle room for you ladies that have the hips like me, just getting extra comfortable. And I have to tell you, I was really surprised at seeing what was over to the left, where they added additional seats. Because of that additional 14 inches, it allowed them to put more seating over here. There is a storage, beautiful storage on top. More storage, the better. You guys know how that works in small RVs. And of course, they slid the door over. There was a picture, kind of little cute little window here on top of the new seating over here, as well as underneath the new storage over here. And they moved the door over a little bit, which was great use of space there. So now you not only have an area to really kind of entertain, but it feels more livable space to give yourself that separation of space, if you will. Now, one thing they did do, the lagoon table that used to be here is also gone. And now it's basically just pedestal table that looks like a square table that can be shared by both areas, from the captain seats to those comfortable looking couches. So when it comes to the dining room, living room area between our Ekko and the brand new 2024 Winnebago Ekko, well, I'm gonna have to give it to the brand new 2024 Winnebago Ekko with 2 thumbs up, y'all. I mean, there is just no comparison when you want to talk about creating a separation of living space in such a small quarters. They definitely nailed it on that. Now, before we get into the next step, which is one of my favorite spots to be, the kitchen, I want to show you there's been really no change when it comes to the entertainment package, as well as the extra storage compartments that you see behind us here. That looked very similar to ours. So a little tie on that when it comes to the entertainment package. The JBL soundbar, which we have, little storage compartments where we keep some of our video games as well as our movies for sure. Oh, I want to show you this. How cute is this? Made of real carved wood, y'all. So found this cutie patootie thing to store your keys, the little knickknacks right there. So cute. Love it. So let's talk about the comparison between our kitchen and the kitchen of the brand new 2024 Winnebago Ekko. And there is a huge difference. One of the biggest things I noticed, one, it's obviously with 14 inches, the door being pulled back, everything gets pulled back. But as you can see here, our refrigerator is on this side. In the 2024, it is completely on the other side. So it is between your bathroom and your living area is a refrigerator. And not only that, they actually have a storage compartment right above, and all your control panels from your Xantrax system to your control panel are inside that cabinet that also has a little additional storage on the top of that and your refrigerator below that, which is really interesting. So on this side here, you now have a convection microwave. What? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And the sink has been shifted from where we have, which is the Suburban, 2 Suburban propane burners, but they have the circular sink, a little bit wider sink than what we currently have, and basically just cabinet space. I mean, so countertop space right here. Why? Because what they've done is they've included a drawer right here that will fit your induction cooktop. Wowzers schnauzers. And that's kind of, for us, something that we would appreciate anyway, because we have never used the propane in here, because we do a lot of boondocking as well, so we try to preserve as much propane as we can, because we only have 2 20-pound propane tanks. We try to be smart about how we utilize our propane for sure, but having that is amazing, because then it frees you up to have a little bit additional counter space when you're not using that induction cooktop for prepping or things of that nature. Super cool. Another big change in the kitchen area, we noticed that because the refrigerator shifted to the opposite side of where it's currently located in our Ekko, you lose the little pantry space. And I could fit a lot of spices up in my little pantry pantry, all different kinds of level. There's 3 shelving levels in there, and I love it. Plus, not to mention, it gives us a spot to put our Berkey. And this bad boy right here comes in handy. It's like a lifesaver for us. So the Berkey and us are like best friends. So it's a good spot for it. And I did notice that in the 2024, the window that we have, this big sort of window that overlooks the outside area here from our kitchen area, it's a little narrower. Now it seems longer because obviously with that additional space, that 14 inches in addition to what we have here, allows them to have a little bit of a longer window, but it's a little narrower as well. And the convection oven looks like it was pulled down a little bit to allow you a little bit of storage up top as well. So when you're not driving, you may have a place to store little knickknacks and things like that up there.
Do or do not? There is no try. Thanks, Master Yoda. Just point out in here, I don't think there's much of a change when it comes to the bathroom area. Although I haven't really seen the interior of the bathroom, and if they made a slight adjustment here, that would be great. Just cut that off a little bit, because you know, when I'm on my storm pooper, when I'm on there, it's a little tough to sit down because this just hits your leg all the time. So you know, if the 2024s made that slight adjustment, that'd be a plus.
So, who takes home the win for the kitchen area? Is it Desert Snow? Or, I'm gonna start calling him Darth Vader. The 2024 Winnebago Ekko on the Mercedes Sprinter chassis. Well, it goes to the Mercedes Sprinter Ekko 2024. Oh boy, I tell you, Winnebago on that one, they definitely got it right. I think having things move to the other side, I think having that extra cabinet space, it seems to be much more storage capabilities as well. I have to give it to them on that when it comes to the kitchen idea. For us anyway, we don't use the Suburban propane, we use the induction cooktops, which seem to have a little bit more efficiency. They fire up sometimes just as fast. They cool down quickly with those induction cooktops because we have cats that may jump up on counters, so it's really a peace of mind for that. All right, so for those of you that don't know how the Winnebago Ekko bathroom works, this for us is a huge bonus for something as small as a 23-foot space here. Now, I think the bathroom is still the exact same layout as the current bathroom. Sorry I don't have pictures on our videos for that one, but I want to just tell you, walking into this one here, what's cool about this bathroom is it's a convertible. Look, it just closes off one side, opens up to your complete shower here with your Oxygen X head. Just get yourself going. Ooh, la 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 la. But the one that it fits up, it's pretty comfortable for me, but it's definitely comfortable for Dave. Here, let me show you. Ooh la 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 la.
Hey,
ooh la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la.
Well, that's space.
Ooh la 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 la. Shower. Now, for the bathroom, I'm gonna have to give it to Desert Snow on that one because I like the decorations a lot better. Welcome, Jedi, to your new master's quarters. So, yeah, this is our bedroom area. I've decked it out. Star Wars vibe going on here. We're just huge fans of Star Wars, so love it. Got my Ahsoka Tano. Dave's got the all the classics right up here. And one thing that's different between our bedroom and the bedroom in the 2024 Winnebago Ekko is that it's about 4 inches longer, which means Dave can actually then sleep a little bit more comfortably. His feet now touches the wall, pretty comfortable. But with that 4 inches, it gives him much more wiggle room for those toesies. So that's a bonus. So I will say there's no change to the upper cabinets, except the fact that ours are on still the older magnet system, which you know it snaps up to the top here, which has known to come out from time to time. But with the newer ones, they actually have a hydraulic system, so when you open it up on those hydraulic hinges, which just makes it so much more flexible and easy to use versus having to worry about those darn magnets all the time. And I will say, so we have the new shades. The older shades in the original Ekko, they didn't prevent the bugs from getting in there. With the newer shades that we have here in the bedroom areas, the 24 Winnebago Ekko has them in every window. So we still need to get those replaced in the front ones, which we will at some point. Winnebago, Merry Christmas. Or these definitely help prevent the buggies from entering into your bedroom and biting all up on your skin. So, Mishies, mommy's Mishies, tell me, between our bedroom here and the bedroom of the new 2024 Winnebago Ekko, who wins that one? Yes, okay, I have to agree. We have to give it to Desert Snow. Why? Because we just love the way he looks
and feels, and we're just all so comfortable. I mean, look, you can't deny it. Look, she's already, look.
The wind goes to desert snow. So that completes the mission of Desert Snow versus Darth Vader 2024 Winnebago Ekko.
So you don't have to go home, but you gotta get outside because Dave is waiting for you out there.
May the Force be with you.
Oh, and before you head out to meet Dave, let me just give you a big thank you and shout out to our friends Greg and Susie Ekko Trek, fellow Ekko owners that were able to provide us with the videos and photos that we're sharing with you today. So thank y'all. All right, get outside and see Dave.
Thanks, babe. Now, we've done several full tours of Desert Snow where we go through many of the prior mods we've done, and we aren't going to do that here. If you're interested in seeing that, we'll leave links in the description box below. Now today we're going to talk about some recent mods that we've made to Desert Snow, as well as some major warranty work we just got done. And of course, we have to compare Desert Snow to the brand new 2024 Winnebago Ekko on a Mercedes Sprinter chassis and find out if maybe that van is our dream van after all. As many of you probably know, we've recently got into an accident in Desert Snow and the whole front end needed to get repaired. And so we decided, hey, you know what? Let's change the grille. And so this is certainly not the stock grille. It's a Ford Raptor grille with some pretty awesome lights on this as well. Now, certainly there's a cosmetic aspect of it, but also at night, the lights really brighten up the field of vision for us. And plus, you know, we think they're pretty cool. Now that's what I'm talking about. As I mentioned before, we recently had a lot of important warranty repairs done on Desert Snow, and the biggest one was probably moving the relay for our bomber alternator to a different location because the original location actually was catching fire. But rather having myself talk about it now, we had a chance recently to talk to our service rep whose team did the work.
Dennis M in the house.
He's just gonna walk us through some of the things, some of the major recalls, some of the big changes that we needed to make in this, which is part of our tour. We'll be swapping back and forth so we can kind of talk about some of the past, some of the present, and some of the future.
D, take it away.
So the big recall was 14 hours worth of labor. It is pretty extensive, so take the inverter out of the outside compartment right next to the batteries. Problematic down there, so they did move it up underneath the seat. And this is actually a new inverter too, bigger inverter, I believe.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, and then the bilge pump is still actually under the seat, it's just moved.
So this is the third, because we already had a new one. So this is, we had our first one fried, and the second one looks just like this one. So this is a third brand new one. There's another new inverter, I
think this is a new inverter. Okay. Well, you've had yours replaced. I did forget about that. So the stock one in here is actually smaller. And it's all gray.
Yeah. Well, this is great because we're loving this one. So the wheel pump, as you're stating, is moved back in position, and then which is great. I mean, it just makes it just nice and clean.
Yeah.
And no potential risk now for the Xantrax to get water damage. Yeah, and fried in those compartments. That's great.
That was the big problem. And then also the ball mar underneath the hood was also a big problem. So I believe they moved that down where the inverter used to be.
Oh, cool. Can we take a look?
Yeah,
let's take a look.
See where I'll show you where it used to be.
Okay.
Right, so I know the bomber used to be down here, right under the hood, but there are issues with it, right? Maybe talk about some of the issues that you guys were seeing. Like we heard about some things, I'd love to get it straight from you.
Yeah, so some of the main issues were the AC lines right there. You know, condensation builds up on those and it would drip right on that control module and obviously cause problems there.
And what were some of the problems that kind of folks brought out?
It would
Fires, right?
Fry it. It could lead to a fire. We did have 2 Ekkos that did catch on fire.
Yeah, that is scary.
Which is super scary.
So this is something we were waiting for this change, so we're super excited to
Yeah.
get that bomber out of there. And so where did they move it to?
I believe it's under over here next to your 2 batteries.
Right underneath.
So I believe it's in the compartment where the inverter used to be.
Nice. So it's in a dry compartment, Dave. Nice dry compartment.
Right down here, protected.
In there. Yep.
Yeah, so right kind of underneath, yeah, exactly where the inverter used to be jammed into.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, question.
Right underneath the belt pump.
Now, question for you with that. So, one of the reasons we had our inverter moved was because when the tech serviced it from Xantrax, the codes read that it was overheating. So it was in a compartment that really wasn't getting a lot of ventilation at the time.
Yeah.
So with the bomber down there, is that going to be an issue? Say come warmer weather, you have 2 big batteries down there. Is there some sort of possibility?
No. It should be fine.
It should be able to handle that since it was kind of under
And
the
the
engine
inverter
hood.
now, they moved it right into up below the seats. So it's probably more airflow up in that area.
Definitely more airflow. Because yeah, your battery compartment is all sealed, but it is a pretty tight compartment.
Yeah.
There isn't much airflow at all there.
Yeah.
But it is all insulated and everything. You know, the lithium batteries do need to stay kind of climate controlled as much as they can be.
We're super excited. We have a lot of great trips planned, and so wanted to make sure we got all this work done. So thank you so much.
Oh, of course.
Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, and this is another big one too for us. We love the blind spot monitoring system, but it's only probably worked maybe like 2/3 of the time at best. So it sounds like they've made some big changes there too.
To update your whole blind spot monitoring system, Winnebago had us replace the whole thing. So it was the whole wiring harness in the back, the sensors. I don't think we changed out the cameras at all, but it was the sensors and the wiring. Pretty big job.
And what's the hours or labor on something like that?
I think it was at least 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
So pretty expensive.
Yeah.
So those are some big changes.
Pretty happy about that one.
Yeah, when you're driving, especially like say we're driving around, like especially in city areas with multiple lanes, like having that system let you know someone's right next to you and that blind spot makes a big difference.
It's a nice feature.
Yeah.
And you know, we get pretty used to it with all of the newer cars. They all have it. So yeah, they're transitioning into RVs.
Awesome.
So those are just some of the few major updates explained to you by Dennis here at NRV, which I think are very well explained.
Now let's get to the fun stuff. One of the biggest differences, of course, right out of the gate between Desert Snow and the new 2024 Ekko on a Sprinter chassis is, of course, the Mercedes Sprinter diesel engine versus the Ford EcoBoost engine in our rig. And we've driven quite a few of the Mercedes Sprinter vans. Now, some of those were the 4x4 engines. I know they've changed over to the all-wheel drive engines more recently, but still, from a power standpoint, the EcoBoost on our Desert Snow just has tremendous power. We love driving it. It's amazing going uphill. It's so smooth. It's really a dream to drive. I know certainly there's advantages to the diesel versus gasoline, but overall I have to give thumbs up to Desert Snow. Now, one thing the new 2024 Ekko has that Desert Snow doesn't have is an extra 14 inches of length. And that obviously has its pros and cons. Now I'm gonna focus on drivability because while 14 inches may not seem like a big deal, it can make a big deal in your driving experience. And we love the length of our current Ekko. We do a lot of off-roading, overlanding, things like that. And that 14 inches can make a big difference. So in terms of drivability, because of that length, I have to give the nod to Desert Snow. Now, a pro of the extra 14 inches in the 2024 Winnebago Ekko is that the garage space is actually 4 inches wider than what we have in Desert Snow. And that extra space is awesome. We would love to have extra space in the garage space. So I gotta give that one to the 2024 Ekko. On Desert Snow, one of our major mods is actually adding a lift kit and more robust tires. You can see right here. On the new 2024 Ekko on the Sprinter chassis, out of stock, you actually get essentially a higher lift than we have here, it looks like, as well as those beefier tires. So that's a huge win for the 2024 Ekko. Let's talk generator, okay? Everyone's favorite subject, and please forgive us on the mud here. Just shows that we do go off-road, we do overland in this thing. That's some Utah mud right there. But in Desert Snow, you have a 2,800 watt generator, super quiet, we really like it. It runs off the gas engine, which is super important. Now in the new 2024 Ekko, there's a 2,500 watt generator, but the big difference there is that it actually runs off the propane.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's something that definitely concerns us. So in that case, running off the gas, for us, that's a big win for Desert Snow. When we bought Desert Snow, we opted for one lithium battery with 320 amps and a generator, and we actually actually added a second 320-watt lithium battery at the dealership because of our lifestyle and sort of how we RV. We do a lot of both hot and cold weather camping, and in the summer sun in particular, we know we're going to run the AC a lot, and we wanted to have 640 amps of lithium power available in the event we really need to drain down and run that AC.
Yeah, we have kitties too, so it's
Yes.
nice for those guys to be nice and cool during the summer.
Exactly. Now, in the 2024 Ekko, you still have the option of the 320 amp battery and the generator, but if you opt to go without the generator, it actually comes with one 630 amp Lithionics battery. So in Desert Snow, we get an additional 10 amps of power, so a little bit more, and plus having the two 320 amp batteries creates a little bit more redundancy in our opinion between if one of those batteries fails, we have the other one, where in the new 2024 Ekko, you have one 630 amp lithium battery. So I gotta give the nod to Desert Snow.
Me too.
One option that we have on Desert Snow that is no longer available on the 2024 Winnebago Ekko is the outside tailgate package, which is basically two propane burners up top, but most importantly, this additional fridge freezer space on the outside. And for us, we do a lot of boondocking, a lot of long-term camping. Having the extra fridge space is super important for our food. We can bring much more food items here in addition to the great fridge inside when you have this combination. So overall, definitely have to give this one here to Desert Snow. Well, we do have the extra fridge space. That, of course, comes with a cost. And when you compare the overall storage outside between Desert Snow and the 2024 Winnebago Ekko, the 2024 Winnebago Ekko has just a lot more storage compartments that are available. So, plus that additional 4 inches in the back. So you got to give the thumbs up there to the 2024 Winnebago Ekko. Okay, and just real quick, and I know a lot of you are probably wondering this, what is the difference in price between the Transit chassis versus the Mercedes chassis? And we heard from a local dealer, the MSRP on the Mercedes chassis actually has increased about $23,000 from what it was on the Transit chassis. The question really is that worth it? So what do you think, babe?
Well, I think we're gonna have to give it to both. I mean, let's face it, it's on the Sprinter chassis. The Sprinter chassis is more expensive than the Transit van chassis. So with that, and also the interior, all the different features and amenities that you're getting, the extra length does add up. So yeah, it's a pricey, definitely on the pricier side for both, but I'm gonna have to give it a wash. What about you?
I have to agree with you. For that additional money, the Mercedes Sprinter comes with a lot of additional features.
Okay. Let me just cop a seat right here. Oh, wow, look at the sky. That looks amazing. Oh, it looks like, oh, it's gorgeous. Oh, but the real reason we're in here right now, before Dave and I give you our final decision on if the 2024 Winnebago Ekko on the Mercedes chassis is our dream RV, we gotta ask the kiddies. So Brady, you're first. Oh, perfect. He knows. So tell me, buddy, is Desert Snow or Darth Vader 2024 Ekko, is that your dream RV? Let us know. Well, Desert Snow is definitely where it's at. So for me, it's a no-brainer. My litter box is in the perfect place here. So just saying, love it. Okay, thank you, Brady. Thank you very much. Really? Uh-huh. You girl, tell me, is it this? Ooh, Bailey. Or is it the other? Is it the, okay. She just says she's happy where we are. So, I don't know, we gotta ask Dave. Let's wrap this up. Hey, and by the way, be sure to follow us on our Instagram, LetsTurnItUpWorld. I'm gonna be sharing some cool videos and photos of the interior. I'm super excited to kind of give a little bit more what I'm gonna be doing inside for our Star Wars renovation.
Okay, so babe,
Yeah.
is the new 2024 Winnebago Ekko on the Mercedes chassis? Is that your new dream van?
I have to say this, it doesn't matter what the count is for moi.
I really like the interior of the 2024. I think the 2024 really kind of captured a lot of things that are missing in the Ekko for us, since we're in it pretty much all the time. So I feel like it's one of those double-edged things, but it's like when you're buying a house. It's like the neighborhood. It's like, you know, you got it, the schools. You can look at past a lot of things, but does the school systems work? In other words, I think Desert Snow is best for me. And I think the biggest thing is because of the lifestyle that we lead within this space, we do a lot of boondocking, and that generator currently, you know, running off the propane versus running off like us, the gas, and we're off in the boonies, or if I'm by myself, I like having that extra security blanket for me. But yeah, that's just me. And I know at some point in time, either we're gonna upgrade or I'm gonna renovate, one or the other. What about you?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I mean, I'm so biased here. I mean, Desert Snow is our home.
Yeah.
We've been through so many amazing adventures with Desert Snow, and I just, you know, for me, Desert Snow is still the dream van.
Yeah,
for
so
us,
you heard it. You heard it from the cats. I mean, Bailey was kind of like, hey, as long as I'm with you guys. Brady was like solidly on Desert Snow. So for us, it's Desert Snow. But we hope you enjoyed this tour and the comparisons between ours and the new 2024 Winnebago Ekko on the Mercedes Sprinter van chassis. And hey, take a second, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you keep getting some of the best adventures out there. As a matter of fact, we have some really cool adventures coming up. So be sure to follow us on our newsletter, turnitworld.com/newsletter for all the details. So, all right, we'll see you in the next one.